If I break out after I sample this into a little Irish jig, just don't mind me. Look the other way, because it's going to be terrible. The lights are on, the bar is set, my glass is empty. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of One More Pour here in the Teeqlife Media Studios. We have an aggressive episode this time because we're going to be trying 3 different spirits from Above Board Spirits. This is a pioneering brand based in San Diego, California. Boy, I love San Diego. And they are redefining the spirits industry with the first ever sugar-free cordial line here in America. Oh yeah, if you haven't guessed, we're going into it because we are trying 1, 2, 3 different expressions. This brand was founded by Brent and Nicole Sloan back in 2021. They have a great story that I'm going to share with you. We got a lot of samplings to go on, and we're going to talk about these expressions a little bit in depth as well. Now this power couple, they're changing the cocktail game. And since we're trying 1, 2, 3 expressions, we just gotta get go. This is going to be a jam-packed episode. Who's ready to have some fun? I know I am. Let's go. Before we crack these bad boys open, I have a couple of points that I want to share that it's going to really explain the depth of what they're doing. For all 3 of these expressions, they're not using cane sugar at all. They are using a proprietary blend of allulose and monk fruit sweetener. I'm pretty familiar with monk fruit sweetener because I use that all the time. The second point that I want to make before we get into them and start filling up this glass is this is dedicated to you bartenders and maybe you craft mixologists at home. They match the ABV of traditional liquors on the market. So you can swap out that sugary crap that you're buying and go to something better. Perhaps. We got to decide that. Who's ready? Let's go. The first one we are getting into is their orange expression. Now the Teeqlife team does a lot of research on your behalf because we want to educate you. With that being said, this is like a traditional orange liqueur, maybe Cointreau. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Is that how you say it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe like an orange liqueur like a triple sec. As always, I like the pop. Let's get it. Oh, nice and tight. We're going to use our championship grade tasting glasses so that way we can get the aromas, we can get the full flavor of the taste. Color. It is clear, transparent. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it here in the studio lights to kind of give it that radiant glow. But yeah, it's super clear. So again, if you're on Zoom meetings while you're working, I'm not telling you what to do, but you're picking up what I'm laying down. Looks like water, although it's not. Make sure your kids stay away from this. All right, we're swirling it. Let's go. Oh, you know what? It's time for business. I always forget this. I angled my face down and the aromas are starting to come up. So let's just go in. Oh, that's nice. Boy, that doesn't smell heavy whatsoever. Like, some of those sugary liqueurs and sugary cordials that are out on the market. It's very nice. Very charming. Very vibrant. So what I'm getting is a really nice blast that's vibrant of a citrus rind. Maybe like an orange peel, Valencia orange peel, something like that. Wow. That is really very elegant. It's room temperature in here. This has not been chilled whatsoever. I'm sure if you chill it, it's going to bring out a lot more of those aromas, but so far, that's really nice. Very, very natural. Now, before I get into it, this one right here is 46 proof. Not too shabby, my friends. The aroma is very distinct. It's very fresh. It's not sweet whatsoever. And it smells really natural, which that's what I like. If you're playing along at home, we do 3 sips. First one, coat the palate. Second one, to kind of get those, flavors in abundance. And then third, to round it out so we get everything. Let's go into round uno. Oh, what in... Dang. that is like a natural orange that is exploding in my mouth. Wow, we got that first one in. I'm very surprised, I'm very pleased, but I gotta go in for round number two. Oh, all right. Let's jump in. Supernatural, very sophisticated. Again, nice, elegant, smooth. No heat, no burn whatsoever, which is really phenomenal. It's outrageous. With that being said, it's not heavy. So, as you know, at home, some of these are so syrupy, they're so heavy, they're high fructose corn syrup based. Not here. Number three, let's do it. Oh, it just sits right there. Wow. This is something that I really could sip on the rocks, but it's rich, it's complex. Very, very nice burst of citrus, like a Valencia orange peel. And you get that tiny hint of bitterness on the back end, like you would with a fresh orange peel. The great thing about those is you're not peeling the oranges, and then the juice squirts in your eye, and you're blind for about 42 days. Nothing like that going on here, so it's safe to drink. As I said, the Teeqlife Media team does a lot of research, and what we found is they actually are using real Valencia orange peels in this expression. On top of that, I don't know for sure, but what we kind of did grab was they do a hint of cognac for the depth of character, which this totally has. Holy cow. I mean, I know this is something that can be used in cocktails, but I think there's so much more that you can do with this. And for those people that like a little sweetness, that like a fresh, expression, you can absolutely sip this on the rocks. Okay, we got two more we got to streamline this like the Henry Ford, production line. As you know, we do a rating system now. 1 being, oh, I wish I wouldn't have bought that. 5 meaning this was the best buy ever. What am I giving this one? What am I giving their orange expression? Bloop, 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 bloop. We're going to go a 4.4, maybe 4.5. I mean, we're right there. It is amazing. It is very fresh. It is not heavy. This is not going to bog down your cocktails whatsoever. I think you could probably even do some sort of a whipped cream concoction and put it on ice cream. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this. That was a true French style type of orange liqueur that I'm very pleased with. But we got to swap it out because we got to keep rolling, people. Above board, we got other expressions. So I do got a clean competition grade tasting glass, so fresh and so clean. And let's roll on. What are we trying now? Oh, if you didn't know, I'm Irish. I'm 100% Irish, so anytime that we can get an Irish beverage on the platform, I get super excited. If I break out after I sample this into a little Irish jig, just don't mind me. Look the other way, because it's going to be terrible. My friends and enemies, we are trying Above Board's Irish cream liqueur. It is dairy-based, it is 34 proof, and again, they use that proprietary blend of allulose and monk fruit, and it's crafted to embody the traditional essence of Irish craftsmanship. I'm Irish craftsmanship. That's hard to say, especially after you've been drinking. I'm Irish, we know how to drink, so let's get into it. We're going to do an evaluation. Oh boy, is that tight. I like that because, it helps with any evaporation, anything else getting into. Ooh, it's creamy. It is creamy. Oh, wow. Okay, I already smell it, people. This is billowing up. It is pouring out. Let's put that. Oh my goodness, like it is coming. Whew. Alrighty, let's look at the color. Oh my goodness, those aromas are just piling out of the school bus on the last day of school and you're going home. Man. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. But the color. So it's a creamy tan. It's very rich. It's very creamy. It's got that tan essence to it. It's very much the same consistency of a traditional dairy-based liqueur. As I told you, these aromas are filling up the studio. They're all back there wanting to taste, but this is my job. I'm a professional. Oh boy. This aroma. Boy, is that nice. That is super pleasant. Very, very elegant, alluring. It is a nice, sophisticated blend of like a sweet cream, maybe a little bit of a burnt cream or a burnt vanilla bean, something like that. There's like a little bit of caramelization, and I do get a tiny whiff, just a hint of coffee. But boy, and again, not overly sweet. They're not putting cane sugar in this, so it's better for you. This is healthy. No need to explain the rules. Let's go in for one. Whoa! Oh wow, is that light? Holy man! And I get that. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm tasting everything that I was nosing, which is phenomenal. It is very smooth. It's very light. So if you're lactose intolerant, you do what you do. But I'm telling you, it's not. It is a very light, taste. There's a great texture to it. But we got to do number two because now I want to get into it. I coated the palate in between takes just to let you know I did drink some water so that way I could kind of neutralize my palate so I can get everything that's coming out of this bottle into this glass into my mouth. Ooh, Big Don is happy. It is very velvety. Ooh, is that velvet? Very, very velvety. It's very fresh. So it's like a fresh dairy. I don't know. It's the same thing as going to a dairy farm and drink it right there because I've never done that. But super fresh. Very rich, but not overly sweet. Super well balanced. However they did this, they did an amazing job. What we kind of came up with is, I think there is a whiskey base in here too, which provides a nice warmth, a nice balancing effect to, kind of ration out that sweet cream, the dairy, that would be something nice, in a dessertif, something that you have after dinner to just kind of round out. I'd rather drink instead of have dessert, even though I have a lot of desserts. What am I getting? There's definitely some nice vanilla in there, a natural vanilla bean, something like that. There's a hint of toffee. So that is providing some of that nice sweetness on top of the dairy base. You got that whiskey to provide a little bit of warmth in your chest, and it is very, very slightly, kind of lingering right here. On top of that, it's not heavy. This is extremely well done. I would throw this into some hot chocolate. I know people would do some coffee, and stuff like that. But for me, you can absolutely, drink this on the rocks. You can do desserts. There's just a lot you can really do with this. So, comes the rating time. What do you think? Where are we at? It's a very lovely expression. I like the fact that it is sugar-free. For those that don't know, my wife is a 20-year pancreatic cancer survivor, 13-year breast cancer survivor, and she is pre-diabetic, so she has to watch her sugar intake. With that being said, this would be perfect for her. What are we rating it? I'm going 4.5 again. It is exceptional. I love the fact that it is sugar-free. I like the fact that it has a very natural essence to it. I mean, it's really delicious. And this expression is no stranger to winning awards. 97-point rating at the Proof Awards. I want to take a break and talk about packaging. I really, really like their packaging. It's very sleek, it's modern. They have a great label that really, it really adds to the expression. So looking at, the orange, you have oranges on it. You look at the cream, they have vanilla bean and stuff like that. The coffee, want to take a guess what they have for the coffee? It fits the brand perfectly. I know that they took a lot of time to put into this because when you're walking down the aisle, and it is raised too, so you have a little bit of a nice texture. On top of that, when you're walking down the aisle at a liquor store, to me it stands out. If it's on the bar, it stands out as well. On top of that, they have a lot of great facts on it. So 0 grams of sugar per serving. That is a nice touch because for those of you that are diabetic and want to watch your sugar intake, just read the label. Another notable point All of them are keto and diabetic friendly. What's in a name? Above board. So the first thing that I thought of was San Diego, surfboard, okay, nautical theme, nautical term, but it actually is much more than that. It actually represents their commitment to full transparency in the industry where everything is sugar based. Or, you know what, not even just in the liquor industry, you can't even get a salad nowadays without it having sugar in the lettuce. Now, if you want to learn a lot more about this brand, in the comments, we're going to drop their website so you can visit, so you can purchase. That wraps up another episode of One More Pour here in the Teeqlife Media Studios. Above board, they're doing some really unique things. I like what they're doing. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment. If you have a recommendation for what should be sitting right here for a tasting episode, reach out to us. Or if you need a recommendation, like you're looking for a sugar-free liqueur, holla at us. Life's too short to... What are you doing? You're sticking around to the end of the video? That's what I like, because I didn't forget about the coffee. Let's get a clean competition grade tasting glass and let's get going. So I have a disclaimer. I purposefully saved the coffee for the last because I wanted to go light, really light, lighter, and then dark. But not only that, I am not the biggest coffee guy. I am not a coffee drinker. I'm going to do my best to give an impartial review, tasting education on this, so that way for you coffee drinkers out there, maybe this is your jam. We're doing a very light pour. So let's go in. I'm going to open up my mouth like I always do. I want to inhale everything in this cup, in this glass, so that way I can tell you about it. Oh, it's lighter than I thought it would be, actually. It's like a fresh roasted coffee. That's what it seems like to me. Maybe a hint of dark chocolate on the back end. Is there like a little vanilla bean as well? Okay. That cough. Okay. It's light. It's rich. I'm going to use this word again. Velvety. Ooh, is that velvet? I gotta all say that. But yeah, it's very balanced. So it's not like I had espresso for the first time ever a couple months ago. How do people drink that? It's going down. You know, that's not what I thought it was going to be. You know, we always have these predetermined notions of what something may or may not taste like. I didn't expect that. Super light, not overly sweet. There's no sugar in this whatsoever. Even though I'm not a coffee drinker and I don't particularly care for coffee, this is actually quite good. I'm not going to give it a rating, and it's just because coffee really isn't my thing. I don't want to be unfair. I want to be, kind of, but I'm telling you, for people that do like coffee or coffee drinks or anything like that, I really do think that this would be right in your lane. This is 40 proof, and same thing, allulose, monk fruit, proprietary, blend. They do use a dark roast espresso extract. That's what we did find out, and it does have just a hint of caffeine. And on the label again, 0 gram of sugar per serving. Great touch. There you go. We did 3 expressions. This is over. We're going to see you on the next episode. Life's too short to drink bad liquor. Choose wisely. See ya.